Conor Benn has betrayed Eddie Hearn. Conor Benn has gone behind Eddie Hearn's back and signed with Dana White and Zuffa Boxing. Now, this is probably one of boxing's biggest betrayal stories I have ever heard. And by the way, the story gets even worse. So Eddie Hearn did this sit-down interview with IFL TV, and he reveals some of the things that went on before Conor Benn signed this contract with Dana White. So let's have a listen to some of the things that Eddie Hearn said, because I think it's worth listening to it, and then we can dissect and break this down as we go on. This is quite interesting.
I just felt that the loyalty that we've shown would never ever put us in this position. And I just felt that I never really needed to push Conor Benn to sign a new contract previously. And I probably could have got him to sign a new contract previously. But like I said, I blame myself. I made a mistake because I misjudged the character. And again, I'm not going to hang him out to dry. And he will say, well, it was a big offer. But, you know, when I received the email from his lawyer, I texted him and said, I think we should have a call. I think for everything I've done for you, I think I deserve a call. And he said no. And I was like, man.
Wow. What a revelation of what has gone on between Eddie Hearn and Conor Benn. Now, I'm trying to get my head around all of this because, you know, Conor Benn and Eddie Hearn looked like everything was great and that they were going to be a team forever, right? And for Eddie Hearn to say that, he requested to have a conversation with Conor Benn about the whole situation, and Conor Benn decided not to have a call with Eddie Hearn, but go ahead and sign the contract anyway that was put on a table by Dana White and Zuffa Boxing. It's just incredible to me. So let me get this straight, right? Conor Benn could not bring it himself, right? He couldn't man up to give Eddie Hearn a call to say, Eddie, I am about to sign with Dana White or Zuffa Boxing, or Eddie, Dana White has put an offer on the table, which is a very good offer. And guess what? I am thinking about accepting that offer, but I want to run it by you first to ensure that you can do something about it before I sign the offer. That is what men with character do. That is what people in business that respect each other do. But it is clear that Eddie Hearn has a different level of loyalty towards Conor Benn that Conor Benn does not have towards Eddie Hearn. This is just incredible story because let's have it straight, right, guys? Eddie Hearn has stuck by Conor Benn through thick and thin. You guys would remember in the last 3-4 years, Conor Benn was popped for using drugs against Chris Eubank Jr. And the first fight was thrown in jeopardy because of that situation. And Eddie Hearn, from what I saw in every single interview, everywhere he went, he put his own career on the line to defend Conor Benn every single time. That's all I saw. Eddie Hearn defending Conor Benn in every single moment, every single interview. That was what Eddie Hearn was doing. He said Conor Benn did not do it. He said that, you know, something is going on and the truth will come out. He said that Conor Benn was innocent. He said that we were going to see the Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn fight and maybe the rematch. Eddie Hearn was the only person that believed in Conor Benn during this time. And I remember the whole of the boxing world gave up on Conor Benn because, you know, let's be real here. If you fail a drugs test, you should not be allowed to compete in boxing. And, you know, there was a massive interview with Eddie Hearn and Simon Jordan on TalkSport where it went viral and Eddie Hearn still stuck to his guns and defended Conor Benn from, you know, with everything in his body. So in this interview, you could see that Eddie Hearn is visibly hurt. You could see that Eddie Hearn is visibly taken aback from the news that Conor Benn has signed with Dana White. And as he reveals there, he wanted to have a conversation with Conor Benn, a phone call, to say what is going on, can we talk about it? And Conor Benn says no. Now that shows the type of character Conor Benn is, right? Look, there's two school of thoughts here, right? And we're boxing fans and we're in the boxing world and we have to be honest and have this conversation, guys. There's two school of thoughts. The number one is you go, boxing is a short career. Fighters have a short career. So fighters have the right to do whatever they want in a short period to make as much money as they can and to take advantage of the opportunities that come their way. That's one thought. And the second thought is you go, this is boxing. You stick by whoever has done right by you and you ride it out with them no matter what. You do that with that person because they've stuck by you. And it's clear in this position, Conor Benn has chosen the first school of thought. But I am quite interested to know what you guys think, right? Is Conor Benn right for choosing an opportunity which is probably maybe life-changing opportunity, life-changing money, let's put it that way, from Dana White? Is he right to do that and ditch Eddie Hearn? Or was he wrong to betray and to leave Eddie Hearn, someone that has stuck by him through thick and thin, someone that has stuck by him through the darkest days of his life? Is he wrong to choose that? Get in the comment section and let me know. But guys, this just shows the type of character that Eddie Hearn is and the type of character that Conor Benn is. Because, you know, if you cannot stick with someone that was with you when you were having the worst times of your career, then, you know, you probably don't deserve, or they don't deserve you to be around them, or you don't deserve to be around them, rather. Because that's how it seems to me. And maybe, you know, this situation has shown Eddie Hearn the type of character that Conor Benn is. And I think Eddie Hearn has said it in this interview that I just played, that it just shows the type of character that Conor Benn is. He says that he's misjudged Conor Benn. He says I've misjudged his character. This is the type of person that he is, that I didn't know that he was the type of person. But now I can see that this is the type of person that he is. Eddie Hearn goes on to make a comparison about Conor Benn and Anthony Joshua. And as you can see, Anthony Joshua became a pro after the amateurs with Eddie Hearn. And Joshua has stayed with Eddie Hearn till this day. They're still one of the biggest, or, you know, best friends in boxing at the moment, these two, Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua. And Eddie Hearn praises the fact that Anthony Joshua has stayed with him for that long. But then you look at Conor Benn, who Eddie Hearn probably put his career on the line to defend, to tell people that he was innocent, right? On national radio, on TVs, in interviews, Conor Benn has gone and done some of the, in my opinion, the biggest betrayal in boxing, like the biggest betrayal that we have seen so far in boxing, is to leave someone that's stuck by you, a promoter that put his career on the line to save you, to save your career, to leave him and not to have the decency, right? The thing here is the decency to give Eddie Hearn a call and go, look, Eddie, I'm about to make the decision. Can you do something about this before I make this decision? Because, guys, let's have it right. Eddie Hearn is not broke. And Matchroom Boxing is probably the biggest, you know, promotion when it comes to sports, because they've got darts, they've got boxing, they've got a whole bunch of other things going for them. So Eddie Hearn and Matchroom Boxing, guys, let's be honest, they're not broke. I'm sure that if Conor Benn was open to negotiating, they could have gotten to a point where they could have put some money on the table that, you know, could resemble or could equal what Dana White has promised Conor Benn, right? And right now, currently, Eddie Hearn and Dana White are going back and forth about boxing and whether Dana White is doing right in boxing. So not only is Conor Benn leaving Eddie Hearn because of the money, he's leaving Eddie Hearn during around the time that Eddie Hearn is having a back and forth with Dana White, who potentially is going to be a big rival in boxing for Eddie Hearn. So you can understand why it is devastating for Eddie Hearn, because it's not only just leaving for the money, but you're actually leaving to someone that I am not on good terms with currently. I stuck with you. I put my career on the line for you. And now you're going to leave me for that person. Look, guys, for me, it is clear, as I said, what sort of character Conor Benn is. And that has revealed itself in this whole situation. But look, Eddie Hearn looks devastated. He looks like he was taken aback. He looks like he never expected none of this to happen. It looks like the whole boxing world is in a frenzy about this whole situation because nobody expected this to happen. I want you guys to get in the comment section and let me know what you think about this situation. Is Conor Benn right for choosing to take the right opportunity in his career to make as much money as he can? Or is he wrong for betraying and turning his back on the man that stick his career on the line for him to have a career? I want to know your genuine thoughts about this situation. Get in the comment section and let me know.